ReliaQuest Bowl between Mississippi State and Illinois. This game flipping around a pick. Illinois -1, Mississippi State -1, over under 46. This game's played in Tampa, Florida. So there was a lot of back. The reason why this line has moved around is originally Mississippi State, two of their better defensive backs, Jackie Matthews and Emmanuel Forbes, they opted out for the NFL draft. But then now they came back and said, we're going to play. Their safety, Colin Duncan, is still opting out as of now. It's also worth mentioning that one of their best receivers, ReliaQuest Thomas, or one of their best running backs, Dylan Johnson, hit the transfer portal. But on the Illinois side, so then it was like, okay, so I played Illinois originally. And I said, okay, Illinois is going to be able to run on this team. It's Mississippi State's weakness on defense. And Illinois' secondary is elite. And that's all Mississippi State does is throw the ball. Illinois can match up here. Then comes the Illinois opt-out news. You have Illinois' defensive backs, two of their best, Devin Witherspoon and Sidney Brown, they opted out. And then it comes out Chase Brown, their elite running back, opted out. So now I have concerns, okay, will Illinois actually be able to take advantage of this Mississippi State run defense? And can Illinois stop Will Rogers and this air raid attack from carving them up without two of their best players? So I bought back on Illinois. And you also throw in just where is Mississippi State mentally, right? With everything that happened with Mike Leach, RIP the GOAT, they could be super motivated here. They also could have been super distracted leading up to the game, which would be completely understandable. So, yeah, I mean, it's a good sign that like a couple of the guys that were originally going to opt out for the NFL draft are deciding to play. Probably signals some motivation here. But, this one's tough for me to get a handle of with that wild card of where is Mississippi State mentally and how did everything that went on impact their preparation. What do you see here between Illinois and Mississippi State?
Yeah, I mean, from an X's and O's and analytics perspective, it's a really tough assignment for Mississippi State air raid scheme to go against an Illinois team that was second in coverage and best in the nation in defensive finishing drives. But there are huge missing pieces here on both sides. Wide receiver ReliaQuest Thomas, most explosive target for the Bulldogs. Their wideout, he finished 1.99 yards per route run. He will not be available. Look for him on Georgia next year. But then on the other side of the ball, Devin Witherspoon and Sidney Brown have opted out. And, Tavion Nicholson dealt with injury, and those are all in the Illinois secondary. Specifically, Devin Witherspoon is a one-man wrecking crew. I mean, he's going to just harass the NFL like no tomorrow. Those three combine for an astounding 41 forced incompletions. Now, you don't have those guys available. That makes the air raid offense a little bit more potent. But at the same time, we know this about, rest in peace, Mike Leach. The air raid does not come out of the gate after a bunch of time off and is just in sync, right? So we
kind of saw that with Houston too. Another team that was a brutal beat, by the way.
Yeah, thank you. That and UTSA, that Louisiana UTSA. God, I had 6.5. All right. So Illinois loses Chase Brown, 329 rushing attempts, 10 TDs. And then what's left? Reggie Love. He had a season high 11 rushing attempts to close the season against Northwestern. He's been with Illinois for 3 years, so he knows the system. He's just not Chase Brown. And this will be the Tommy DeVito show. I mean, Mississippi State does not generate a pass rush, but they finished top 20 in coverage ranks and 14th against explosives. So I don't expect Illinois to get downfield. DeVito is going to be able to dink and dunk and get some yards here. I project the game as a pick. A slight tick to Mississippi State with these crucial pieces missing in the Illinois secondary, a poor coverage grading from the Illinois linebackers. To me, this is advantage Mississippi State all the way. But, and especially with Will Rogers, he had 17 attempts over 20 yards on the entire season and like 191 elsewhere within 0 to 10 yards within the hash marks. I mean, he is going straight over center. So to me, knowing what the Mississippi State offensive plan of attack is, knowing the ineptitude of the Illinois offense without Chase Brown, it's a first half under for me all the way. Maybe the air raid wakes up in the second half, but this is a Mississippi State full game bet and a first half under bet.
Yeah, don't mind the first half under at all. Maybe that's where I'll look. I'm way too conflicted on the side, which is why I bought out. It won't be invested there, but I kind of like that first half under with the rust factor for Mississippi State as well. and no Chase Brown is big for Illinois, with his explosive running ability, which is the weakness of that Mississippi State defense. And, you're getting Forbes and Matthews in that secondary, which has been great all year.